I'm going to present myself. Hello, everyone. Here's Maria Carmo. Today, I have one more project from Found 5 on Catalyst, and we're going to find out who the team is and all about Cardano, why they bring to Cardano, why they want this project to be proceed or done on the Cardano blockchain. Hi, guys. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Hey, Maria.
Hi, Ludovic. Hi, David. I'm very curious about your proposal because the name is very uplifting, like the future of giving. Come on, couldn't have a better name, isn't it?
Thank you, thank you first for having us, for allowing us to present the project on your great channel. It's a great honor. But yeah, so I give it is. We aim to make the donation to charities, for humanitarian aid, to make it more simpler and also more accountable by using the great transparency and accountability that the blockchain provides.
Right. We will discuss it a little bit in 5 minutes. First, tell me when you start to follow Cardano, both of you, and why did you choose Cardano? I think it's very interesting to bring the history that brought you here to the entire community so they can resonate with you or with your project, please.
Yeah. For myself, I got into crypto at the worst possible time, in the beginning of 2018. So at the beginning of the downslope towards the bear market, and so I researched all these funky tokens everywhere, and including Dogecoin, which I sold. But then, while doing my research, I stumbled upon the Cardano ecosystem, and even though it was still in its infancy, I realized that it was by far the best project. The way it was built, the way it was done, this was of all of them, really from the get-go, I could see that it was the one that is going to be the winner of this crazy race.
Yeah. And I think for myself, I've started around 2019, late 2019, just like started trading. And then actually it's like some guy on some random chat that was mentioning Cardano as an interesting project to follow. So I just, fell down the rabbit hole, I guess. I first, looked at the videos from Charles, and then I went on Reddit, then went on the Cardano website itself, read the white papers and so on. And then found Catalyst, and so basically that's how I came to the Cardano ecosystem, I would say. So around late 2019, yeah.
I came around 2017 and I fall in love with Cardano after watching Charles' whiteboard video. I don't know if you see that video.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely,
that
yeah.
he really explained what is the other blockchains, what is Cardano, and what we're gonna do. But anyway, let's talk about your project and the proposal that you have in Catalyst. We when we propose something in Catalyst, we are always trying to solve a problem. Tell me about how is this problem in the real world and how would you solve it with your proposal? Because people will get more related to it as long as we put it in the real world perspective. Because sometimes in the Idealscale, people read your proposal, but they have no idea how it's done or not even what you mean. So it's why I do this series of videos, do an opportunity to people come in and talk about the proposal, so more people can get to know your proposal and like and comment and interact with you. I would ask if you have a real case, solution, or project or website that you would compare your project so our subscriber could understand what is the benefits of your project.
Yeah, so the best, it's a competition, if we can call it like that, that we can find right now on the internet is, I believe, is a Binance charity. And Binance is a multi-billion-dollar organization and have all the means that they can dream of, obviously larger than us. But when you go and look at their the website, and you see that they are helping a lot of people and they have quite a lot of money donated and everything, but they don't, you cannot really see exactly how the money is used. They can see like, oh yes, that amount has been given to this person or this organization, but that's it. It's like one line. As with our solution, we will dig so much deeper with so many more details on exactly how every cent of every dollar that you've given is being used. So I think this is how our solution will be able to shine and improve so much than from what Binance Charity can do.
Yeah, and if I can just supplement a bit, I think there's also like one to give a better understanding, like what kind of gap we're trying to bridge. Like this, an example, I think recently, you know, with the coronavirus crisis in India, which is out of control and it's pretty terrible what's going on there. There was recently somebody on Twitter who like kind of ran you could call it a charity campaign, I guess, just one person basically asking for people to make donations in Ether, and then they would then maybe call suppliers of oxygen or buy oxygen in the US and then ship it to India, right? And so it's all done on Twitter. So I'm sure a lot of people gave, and I'm sure that person has the best intention, is going to fulfill the promise. But you could imagine if they had our solution, for instance, if it was built, then that person could come up into the platform, spin up a charity campaign, and the people who donate to it would clearly see that the funds are being used to purchase these oxygen bottles, and some of the funds go to pay the supplier who's going to then distribute the oxygen bottles to the hospitals and to the families and so on. So you can really have the traceability, and you have the peace of mind that you really did something good, you know, for your fellow humans, right? So that's
exactly.
The
And
idea.
You don't only see, oh, we bought and delivered some bottles. It's like you received your donation and your donation and your donation and your donation, and then we converted to a stable coin probably in order to stabilize the value. Then we bought the oxygen, then we delivered it, then it was by plane, and then we delivered by truck, and then it was you know, like all the very little steps that is required. That's the that's
kind of
that's the idea.
tracing what is the process is that project.
Yeah.
So the problem we're trying to solve is that usually when you give to charities, you give your money and then you don't know what happens to it. They say that they're going to do X, Y, Z, but there's no real way to know if this is really what they're doing. They send you a postcard sometimes, you know, with a child that is hungry and that says, thank you for your money. But then you realize everybody is getting the same postcard with the same kid saying the same thank you. And then you don't really know what's happening. And we hear stories of big disasters that happen in Haiti and places like that get massive amount of funds. But then you realize that in the field, not much is happening. And so you wonder, like, where did all this money go? And so this is what we're trying to achieve by creating a solution, an ecosystem that will encompass the donor, the recipient, but also the charity organization, the employee of the charity, the supplier of services and good, and an auditor also that we can talk a bit later about the validating the blockchain, the ledger entries. And so thanks to the blockchain to this distributed ledger technology, then we can show precisely how every dollar of every cent of every dollar that you're giving, what is doing, how it's being used, and how the money is really spent. So
yeah, so that's the main idea, right? I won't repeat. I think it was pretty clear what David said, but yeah, really the idea is to make things more transparent, right? So I think that's the main objective, and I think definitely blockchain and Cardano, right, has a really big role to play in this, and that's why we picked Cardano, right? We believe in the mission, and we think our project and our idea really fits into the larger mission that Cardano and Charles goes on about when he makes his videos.
Yeah.
Right. And tell me, is your team ready? I'm here, ready to be hired. If you see I can help your team, I'm here. But tell me, is your team ready? Are you hiring people? Are you looking for partners? Tell more about your team.
So, well, on my side, I'm not from the coding world. Okay, I come from the entertainment industry. So, but I had this idea from when the pandemic hit. I decided to take the time to write down this idea that I had, that I thought this would be a very good use case for blockchain. And so I wrote it down, and then I proposed to Fund 3. I didn't get funded, but I get something very even almost better. I got a partner.
Yeah, you're too kind. Yeah.
You team up together. Did you have different?
Yes.
Do you have different proposals in the Fund 3, and now you have a proposal together? It's just to make people clear that Catalyst is not about just getting the money. It's about relationship. It's about networking with people, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I can start, and then David, you can supplement. So actually, no, we did not have like complementary or like any kind of proposals, like separate ones. Essentially, like I had a similar idea as well, but then I never acted on it. And then when like I mentioned, as I was following stuff on Catalyst, and I saw this proposal, and then I was like, yeah, this is something I really feel like passionate about, and I want to work on it or help if I can. So I basically just shoot an email, on the Idealscale platform to David, and saying like, okay, I have some technical background, so like, are you looking for people to help you out on this? Or like, I'm happy just to give a hand on anything. And then just David replied, and he was like, yeah, sure. There's just myself, etc. I mean, you can supplement, but yeah. So basically, I was like, yeah, let me just give a hand, and David was very, very open for me helping him out. So then we just decided to work together from then on. Yeah.
It was so nice to have somebody that is more on the technical side and understand these technologies on a deeper level than me, and just all in all to have somebody else, another human being with me to carry this project through. It's so nice, so nice. And so from that point, so Fund 3 didn't work out. We learned a lot from all the comments we got from the and so we reapplied for Fund 5, not Fund 4, because it was too soon. And then one thing that we decided to do in order to give us a bit more credibility, and also for us to answer a lot of questions that we might have with this solution, is we took upon ourselves with personal money to hire a development company that is actually working right now to start to build a demo that we'll be able to showcase the functionalities of the solution. So
I see. Very interesting. And if you are watching this video, and please, if you have a proposal for Fund 4, Fund 5, Fund 6, or any fund, you can get in touch with me like these guys did, and we can be here showing your proposal to the entire community. And we talk about the team, you talk about the proposal. Will the amount of money you ask at this moment cover the entire project, or it's just a part of a bigger plan, a bigger project? How it's, because some people, they have only one proposal to cover entire project, and some people will come back in pieces as they follow along with their process. Tell me about your process. What you're thinking?
So we for us, it's going to be in steps, in phases, let's say. Right now we need this money will cover the cost of creating this demo that I was talking about, and then start to implement it on the Cardano blockchain. But then there will be, if you look at our proposal, we have a few phases that carry on until fall of this year. And so this money will cover phase 1 of those few phases.
Yeah, because I think the idea is that for Fund 3, just to supplement a bit, for Fund 3, we basically first propose, actually, like, ask for the entire budget, right? I think like for a demo, but like a really big demo with a lot of like features. So for this fund, we just decided to scale it down a bit, and for the community as well, to build trust with them, right? So we thought, okay, we can ask for a little bit less or much less, and then build the first prototype with some key features, and then demonstrate that to the community. And then as they see that the solution is working as intended, and their fund was used, to really realize the solution, right? We're not just going to run away with the funds that we're receiving. Then after that, we can then submit another proposal to then build on top of this, right? And just one thing I want to add, because we were saying that between like David and I, so I'm like the more technical person, but the reason why also we hired a company is because we're both of us, like, we still have actually full-time, day jobs. And then in terms of technical requirements, like we want to make use of smart contracts, but since there's no smart contract capability on Cardano, we thought that instead of building an application on the Ethereum blockchain, for instance, and then have to reinvent the wheel again on on Cardano, we thought we might as well just build like the skeleton, right? So that's why we have this idea of a demo first with no smart contract feature. And then when we submit a request for the next fund, then I can potentially work on this because I got accepted into the Bluetooth Pioneer program. So I'm actually also hard at work during my weekends and weeknights to learn more. Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you.
and
I'm so proud.
I know. It's very interesting. And we are having ideas to go with our car in the road that's not built yet. Our minds and our ideas is ahead of the times what we have in the the blockchain, because we're in Shelley, we need going urgently to put our ideas to work. I'm having the same problem because I got funded too with the money, but for deploy or for really teach the practice of the day lives, the programmer or to smart contract, whatever it is we need to teach, is not ready yet. We need to wait, as you need to wait and have your first proposal and come back for more later on. We fully understand this, that the blockchain or the project is not entirely there for us. But listen, guys, was a very, very nice conversation. I understand more about the project. I hope you enjoy be here in the channel and tell the community what it is all about. I love the proposal. I love the name I said in the beginning of the video. Would you like to make any consideration or add any information or give a shout out for anybody in the community that helped you to be here today?
Well, for sure. I mean, we cannot go around saying thank you to you, of course, and also to Dor and all the team of Catalyst, because I think this way of well, the treasury of Cardano and the way we can every 6 weeks or ish, we can propose, the community can propose and the community can vote, is by far the best way, I think, to make the ecosystem grow. And I cannot thank the team enough about that.
Yeah, same for me. So yeah, first, thanks Maria for having us on your channel. I think that's really great and amazing that we have this community that's really alive, right? And trying to to do what's best for everyone. And then the second thing I think is all the reviewers for Fund 3, right? I think we had really good and constructive comments, and it's really amazing because I'm pretty sure a lot of people also are working full-time jobs, but then they take the time to really review in depth every proposal and give constructive feedback. So yeah, really thank you for that. I'm hoping that we took the comments into account and we'll be able to get the funding for Fund 5. But if not, I think we'll just keep on refining it, right?
Yeah, and the
Thanks
commenters for Fund 5 as well, of course.
Yeah.
Like we got some, so nice.
Yep.
I see. So I just ask you to come back around. I will send you the link for the video. Just come to the comments and answer people, because they normally will have questions around your project, because not everybody wants to go to Idealscale and do the profile. Some people just prefer to come to the video and interact with you. So I will send you a link, and if you see there is any questions or any doubts, please come back around and answer the questions. Thank you for being here, and I see you soon. Bye-bye.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.